are 5 common mistakes that people make when they are learning Mandarin, and how to fix them in a practical way. Number 1, tones. That is an obvious one. You can tell that the moment you start to speak. Just like the moment I start to speak English, I might pronounce some words wrong and have some kind of accent. But don't get me wrong, having an accent is alright. The mistake is mispronouncing. Mandarin is a very tonal language, and mispronouncing can make really awkward mistakes, like panda, 熊猫, and chest hair, 胸毛. They sound really alike, just different in the tones. So if you want to go see panda in the zoo, but came out chest hair, that can be confusing. And how do you avoid this mistake? Well, there's the bad news. There's no shortcut. So you just have to practice on it multiple times until you finally get a hand of it. But good news is there's only 4 tones, and 3 of them are not very hard. Well, there's one pain in the ass, the 3rd tone, that can be a problem when someone just starting their learning journey, but you can fix that through practice. And you can always find some tricks for you to remember them or feel the feeling, just like what I tried to do in my other video, Master Pinyin in 50 minutes. Number 2, learning without writing. Chinese Mandarin is very different from alphabetic languages like English, German, French. When I say basically 2/3 of the languages in the world, maybe, that means you can't write a character down with just its pronunciation. Then you can't pronounce the character by just look at it. And that's one of the reasons that Mandarin is hard to learn. Let me give you an example. 公鸡 and 公鸡, they have exact same pinyin and tones. They sound exactly the same. But the first one, 公鸡, it means attack. And the later one, 公鸡, means rooster. So it's hard to figure out if you don't know the characters, just know the pinyin. And there are lots of them in Chinese. So you got to learn how to write. And this leads to another problem. I have so many Chinese learners, they write a character like drawings. Well, in some way, they do look like paintings, but that should come after when you're familiar with the structure and the stroke orders. Well, stroke orders are important in Mandarin. Once you know the strokes, writing is just like putting jigsaw puzzles together. So for you to learn better, I put together a PDF that you can get down in the description, where it contains almost all the strokes that you may encounter. Number 3, learning only by yourself. Mandarin is a hard language to learn. And just like any other language, Mandarin is used to communicate. But if you are just learning this by your own, you never know how's your pronunciation like, how's your writing like, and how's your grammar like. Is the sentence you put together right? These are all the problems you may face. We don't want to learn a language and just get out and nobody really understands it, right? So to solve this, just easy, and find a partner, find a community, find a teacher if you want to learn faster. And recently I just started on one-on-one coaching, and if you are interested, you can book a free call with me and see what I can help you with. Shameless plug. Number 4, neglect grammar. Although I said in another video that when natives learn about Mandarin, they don't care much about grammar. But that's mainly because we live in an environment of Mandarin. So the grammar is actually natural for us, and we don't need to especially learn that. But for those who are trying to learn the language, grammar is one thing you cannot overlook. I see many English users put together in a Chinese sentence using English grammar, and that's just not right. Maybe in daily communications, we can understand some of that if you just put it in different orders, but when you're doing writing and stuff, that's just way off. For example, phrase "you are very beautiful." If you use English grammar to translate these words one by one, it turns to 你是很漂亮. Well, actually, the correct sentence is 你很漂亮. You need to learn how the grammar works in Mandarin and do not use literal translate one by one to study Mandarin or any other language. Mistake number 5. Impatience. Learning language is like learning any other skills. You need to take your time and build up from the basics. You need to be patient and build a good foundation. In Mandarin is pinyin. Master pinyin first, then learn about characters, then sentences, then grammar. There are 2 main types of impatience. First, give up too early. Second, want to memorize too much things in a short period of time. I'll give those 2 each one an old Chinese saying. First one, 骐骥一跃不能十步，驽马十驾功在不舍. This means a fine horse can jump no more than 10 steps at a time. Yet a mediocre horse can travel a great distance in 10 days because it works persistently. The second is 欲速则不达. It translates roughly into if all you want is speed, then probably you won't make it. So did you find any problems that you may have? Leave your comments below. And with all your questions, I'll do my best to help you solve them. Until next time, see you then.